What's up, everyone? Fatty from Pack a Punch Traders here. Just want to make a quick video lesson going over my trade today and some other plays that were going on that didn't work out, and a couple plays for tomorrow to keep an eye on. Let's start off with the play of the day, NRSN. We got a fantastic move, absolutely insane short squeeze, low float, low market cap, FDA news, failing to break down, trap the shorts. I saw it gap up here, and it was still holding 2. We got this range of 250 and 2. It is, 25%, but not too bad still, considering it failed to break down and all these shorts are up 15, 20% or whatnot. So once it starts failing to crack, they start covering their position slowly, and some buyers come in. And then we get this choppiness right around the pre-market high break, which was also a great entry if you missed the open price VWAP claim, if that scared you. If that usually scares you, just wait for the pre-market high break. Once that confirms, you're going to get a follow through. This one just gives you a lower entry. So yeah, so that just absolutely destroyed shorts, and then it held up a bit. And I made a whole video lesson on this earlier, going over volume. Right here, lesson on volume. I compared it to MULN and the volume it had today, and how the plays worked out, and the introducing with float as well. Where are we at? MULN here. Insane volume day, absolutely insane. But early on, when it was here, it was probably right around 200 million or so. This is a bit of a larger float compared to the 6 million. It is 22 million, which still isn't bad at all compared to the volume it's doing. This thing just has had this uptrend, and it's been very choppy. Shorts have been battling in this as well, leading to this solid move. But now we got a solid red day candle here with a lot of volume, so we'll see how this works out. But what I was saying earlier was pretty much with a play that's a little choppier and maybe not as big of a float, or not as small of a float, or if it's breaking over a red candle like Gfai here. Not to get sidetracked here, but these kinds of plays where sellers have some decent positions in and whatnot, they take some time to develop. You really need to suck in the shorts and get the volume. If it is a larger float, you got to really understand that it needs some time to filter through the shares, fail to break down, trap shorts, and from there you might get a solid squeeze. But you really got to keep an eye on the price action, the float, and the volume to really gauge the power that's going to be behind it. So that was MULN as well here. Ended up failing. Nice panic from 4 to 3 here. Even cracks 3. So we'll see what happens with that. I've kind of just been chilling off of this. There's been other better plays. But NRSN today, play of the day, absolutely insane. Great lessons from it on being patient and letting the trend tell you when to sell and when to buy, rather than in my case, how I typically have my advance orders set at a specific price beforehand, my stop and my sell. So I'm usually just, it's a waiting game, waiting for it to get to the price I want, rather than waiting and letting it tell me what to do and reacting more. So yeah, that was that. There's another one today, UTME. Solid little play here that didn't really give much. We got a solid gap up, huge fade, and it comes right back. Low float, low market cap, completely failing to break down. And I went over a live stream on Tradecaster and pretty much here you can see each pop is a great opportunity to short into. Shorts are very comfortable to shorting into the pops and letting it fade. So when it fails to break down, you might get a solid move higher once it starts breaking highs and proving to shorts that they're wrong. So this one did come back a little bit above the open price play and held VWAP for a bit. It just didn't have enough in it to get back to the 294 level, which would have been very dangerous for shorts. It would have taken off from there. But just a failure of it to keep going. So that is UTME still on watch for tomorrow as well for potential previous high daybreak over 294, because like I said, they're used to this failing. If this doesn't fail tomorrow, this thing will likely have a violent squeeze because of all the shorts that are trapped in there. It's a low float. Buyers are going to recognize it. They're going to see the momentum higher and failure to break down. They're going to bring in some more buying, and that's just going to trigger a short squeeze. At least that's how it works out in a perfect world in my head. So that was this one today. Just absolute failure from the beginning. Huge fail. But kept failing to break down as well. It held that breakout around the 220s very nicely. And now it's just a waiting game to see if it fails to continue lower. So we'll start with some plays for tomorrow now. PIK main watch, I think. We got this beautiful run up, and now I'm just waiting for the bounce play. It's set a red day now. Just looking for the failure to break down and squeeze higher. We'll see if this heads lower. Ideally, this heads lower. I think that would be nice for it to give us a good angle. But at the same time, what I've noticed with some of the plays that you're trading as a multi-day bounce that aren't too far off their highs, they could get back there and make a nice breakout and continue higher. And with a float like this, I wouldn't be shocked if this were to do something like that. But right now, it's just a waiting game. I'm going to react to what it shows me. Right now, we have a solid double top at 7. And we'll see if tomorrow, if it cracks the 5s, we'll get a move lower. And I'll be waiting for a bounce once that fade fails to continue. And yeah, or if tomorrow we get momentum higher, so maybe holding back above VWAP, it might be dangerous holding this 5-ish area. So it's more of a reaction play, but generally speaking, right now, I really like how it has had its run up. It's running into some problems, continuing higher. So if shorts take over, I'm going to be waiting for that momentum shift where they're going to be covering their position after it tanking, and they're up. They're going to lock in their gains, and dip buyers who missed it start coming in. You get a solid bounce. So pick definitely on watch. Rdbx. We got a solid hold here, and I think with a low float like this, we can get a solid break past the 348 area and squeeze back to mid 4s, maybe 5. This was a nice play to finish the week last week. It took off. It was a great call that I had on the live stream, and it ended up just doing a little bit more than I expected. I thought I would get more top out in the lower 3s. It got to the mid 3s. So now it's failing to crack, and it's a low float. So if we get momentum back, some PR, who knows what happens, but just failure to break down that triggers a short squeeze to break that key level. You should get higher prices, especially with a chart like this, where once again, shorts are comfortable with shorting into a pop and watching it fade, because that's what it usually does. They would be right most times. And right now, this is failing to crack, and it's still bringing in some decent volume. So this one might be lethal for shorts tomorrow or at some point this week. Going over Gfai again here. Not the biggest fan of playing the continuation of the breakout level, but considering the breakout level and the high aren't even 10% or just barely 10% away from each other, and now this thing's back holding right around the breakout level. It's kind of got this range around 145, 148 area in the 130s. So if this thing fails to break down, I think we could get a solid move. This thing was choppy today. It didn't have the volume to really outdo this first green or first red day here after it gapped up and finished red. Um, so that right now the shorts are still feeling in power. It is a little uncertain if this is going to make higher lows or whatnot, but I think if this breaks 148, confirms it's going to hold 150, we get a quick move to 2, I think, from just shorts covering, because you got a lot of people probably holding through this, and now it's coming back. They're either sizing up or they're just going to cut it, and that'll be some more buying for potential short squeeze. So ideally, some of them sized up here, and then it fails to break down, and then we get a stronger move higher. So waiting game again with something like this. Might not even trade it. We'll see what happens. There are, got a couple on my list. Don't want to stretch myself thin and get FOMO and whatnot. So just gonna might even take this out. I really like it just because of the way it's holding up. But these other plays I think have better odds of giving the move that I want. We got SONN as well. Bounce play showing some bottoming action today. I did kind of like it over a 45 break, but only gave like a 5% move. Nothing spectacular. But here we're seeing these morning dips, these morning panics that we're seeing on the backside. They're getting tighter. And now instead of that high in the morning, the high of day, it holds for the whole day. This time we got a reversal. It's holding 45. It broke above it. So hopefully this thing doesn't gap up and take off without me. Or it could. If it gaps up enough, we'll play the breakout over 67 if it holds up around there. But I'm really digging a momentum shift, hold the VWAP, high a day break, whichever way it sets up. I got plenty of videos going over bounce plays and how I trade them. But this is a solid bottom here around 41. And I think if this fails, if it keeps holding that 40 area, we'll definitely, and instead of maybe getting a panic tomorrow, we start maybe getting a little move higher. It starts reversing and goes a different direction. I think that will scare shorts. They are up, I don't know, what is this, 30-something percent, 40-ish. So yeah, they're up decently if they're still in. So I could see a bounce play back to the 50s area. That'll be quite nice. 20-30% bounce. That should be good. What else was there? Last one here. Don't want to make this video lesson too long. It's getting late. I need to go to sleep. Cuen. Let's see here. Solid move here over 2 days. Low flow. Doing good volume. History of usually failure. So shorts are expecting that. If this fails to break down, we can get a move back to the breakout level over 244. But considering it's had a red day, and it keeps holding this 170s area, if this fails to break down, this could be a solid VWAP reclaim and just looking for a bounce play to get back to the mid-twos. And then we'll see if we'll play a breakout later on. If it fails to break down at that point, sucks shorts in, holds up, squeezes again for another leg higher. But until it gets back up there, I might consider trading a VWAP reclaim, just momentum shift, bounce play, low float on this. Volume still kind of coming in, compared to usual at least, yes. And it's still not that far off the highs, considering where the bottom end of the range is, kind of the middle, high middles. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. Solid trade on NRSN, good lesson on patience and letting the trend tell you what to do rather than taking quick profits and running away and then crying about all this shit going off. Could have, gosh, in at 229, nearly $6 from my buy point. That's insane. Yeah, that's a very nice move. So that's the day. Solid 350 on the day, 1 for 1. A couple plays lining up for tomorrow. Follow us on Twitter. Got a couple called that. What do you call it? NRSN. Straight out of the alert this morning. Where are we at? Let it load. Let it load. This is watch list for tomorrow. Where are we at? Just give me a moment. That's this morning's video lesson. This is me whining about missing the wicked play. And here we got NRSN, SONN, and Gfai. I was looking for those as potential plays. Here we got the open price and VWAP hold / reclaim to test the 255 pre-market highs. And after that, test the high twos breakout level. So, yeah, left a lot on the table. So, it's okay. Still made my money. Good start to Monday. Just got to be grateful, not let the emotions get to me. And yeah, this is getting a little long. We'll wrap it up here. So, please follow us on Twitter at Pack-a-Punch Traders. We got Tradecaster now. We're doing live streams close to every day for the past few days. A lot of good information in there. Some good rants. And then we got what? YouTube. YouTube got plenty of information on there. Plenty of videos every single day. One or two at least. So check those out. And let us know if there's anything that you guys need. Any specific questions, critique, how I'm approaching things. Me and Jared are. So let us know. And I hope this video lesson was useful. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys and have a great night.